When Home Improvement wrapped in 1999, everyone assumed Tim Allen was finished building things. What nobody knew was that for the next 25 years, he'd been quietly putting together one of the most jaw-dropping private car collections in America. And we're talking 150 cars, a 1965 Shelby Cobra, a Cadillac Rat Rod, and even a Ford Roadster built on the actual set of his television show that he kept for himself. Today we're going inside for the first time, and what's in here will completely change how you see Tim Allen. Most people know him as the guy who grunted his way through 8 seasons of Home Improvement, or as the voice of Buzz Lightyear in Toy Story. But long before Hollywood ever called, there was a kid in Birmingham, Michigan who cared about nothing more than machines. By 14 years old, Tim Allen wasn't watching television. He was underneath cars, pulling engines apart, learning how everything connected, and that obsession never left him. It just got quieter over time. That changed in 1978 when Allen was arrested at the Kalamazoo Battle Creek International Airport carrying over 1.5 pounds of cocaine, and the conviction carried a sentence of 3 to 7 years. He cooperated with authorities, served 2 years and 4 months, and walked out of prison with a direction he hadn't walked in with. Stand-up comedy absorbed one half of his focus, and cars absorbed the other, and for the next 4 decades, those two things built him an empire that most people only know half of. Now, the first thing you notice when you actually walk into this garage is that Allen doesn't collect cars the way most celebrities do. None of the buying Ferraris because a business manager called it a smart investment. None of the posing next to Lamborghinis for social media. Every car in here carries a reason, a story, something tying it to a specific moment in his life, and nothing in the collection makes that clearer than the 1965 Shelby Cobra semi-competition. This is not a replica, and it's not a tribute build. What Allen owns is the real thing, one of the most historically significant American sports cars ever produced, hand-built through the collaboration between Carroll Shelby and Ford, designed with one purpose, which was destroying Ferrari on the racetrack. And that's exactly what it did. The exterior on Allen's car runs a deep, bruising shade of blue with twin white racing stripes stretching the full length of the body. And up close, the bodywork reads as almost shockingly simple. No decorative lines, no unnecessary flourishes, just pure aggressive function shaped into metal. Strip away the bodywork and the interior tells the same story. 2 seats, a wood-rimmed steering wheel, a handful of gauges, and almost nothing else, because nothing else was needed. Then you reach the engine bay, and that's where it stops being a car and starts being an argument, a 427 cubic inch side-oiler V8 producing north of 400 horsepower in stock configuration, and this one is not stock. When asked about selling it, Allen's answer never changes. Some things aren't about money, and this car is one of them. But here's the thing, the Shelby isn't even the strangest car in this garage. Further back, half covered, something sits that doesn't quite make sense the first time you see it, and we'll get there. But first you need to understand what separates this collection from every other celebrity garage you've ever seen. Because it isn't the price tags, it's where some of these cars actually came from. When Home Improvement ended its run in May of 1999, the props and set pieces were auctioned off, donated or discarded, standard Hollywood procedure once a production closes, clear the lot and move on. Allen had other plans for at least one thing on that set. During production, the props department had built a fully functional Ford Roadster, a hot rod that lived on the Tool Time set as the kind of aspirational project Tim Taylor would have been building on the show. When production wrapped, Allen approached the props team and asked what was happening to it, and the answer was essentially nothing. So he bought it, and the price he paid was $1. That Roadster has been in this garage ever since, and standing in front of it knowing exactly what it is and where it came from hits differently than a car worth 10 times more, because this one is connected to something millions of people grew up watching every week. Alongside it sits the Cadillac Rat Rod, built from the bones of a classic Cadillac, stripped down, modified, and finished in that deliberately raw aesthetic that defines the Rat Rod tradition. No chrome added for appearances, no bodywork smoothed beyond its natural state, just a car that wears its age and its modifications without apology, which for someone who has always cared more about what's under the hood than what's on the surface, makes complete sense. Before we get to the rarest car in this collection, if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now, because we're going inside 5 more celebrity garages this month, and you won't want to miss them. Now, back to that silhouette at the rear of the garage. For years, very few people outside Alan's immediate circle even knew this car existed, and that was entirely by design. Alan has spoken in interviews about the strange experience of fame, about how fast the things you love get turned into content, stripped of whatever made them personal in the first place. Cars were always the thing he kept for himself, and this one more than any other. What's back there is a pre-war American classic, a vehicle so rare that fewer than a handful of comparable examples are known to exist in similar condition, and the restoration alone took years and cost more than most people's homes. None of that is what Alan talks about when he brings it up, though. What he returns to is the engineering, the fact that people working in the 1930s, with none of the technology we treat as standard today, were producing machines of genuine elegance and mechanical sophistication. "I don't collect cars," Alan has said. "I collect proof that humans are capable of extraordinary things when they care enough to get it right." That one sentence explains this entire garage more accurately than any price list ever could. Tim Allen built 2 empires, one on television and one inside this garage, and the question worth sitting with is which one actually reveals more about who he is. The television show made him famous, placed him inside the American sitcom alongside the Ford Motor Company legacy he clearly adored, and gave him the platform that funded everything else. But this garage is where you find out what he actually valued, and for a man who went from a federal drug conviction to becoming one of the highest-paid actors in American television history, who turned a stand-up comedy career into a household name and then quietly, privately built something most people will never see, the answer to that question might not land where you'd expect it to. Before we get to the rarest car in this collection, take 10 seconds and hit that subscribe button, because what we're building on this channel is something you won't find anywhere else. Every week we're going inside the private worlds that celebrities have spent decades keeping hidden, the garages, the estates, the collections that never make it onto talk shows or magazine covers, the things they actually care about when the cameras aren't running. Tim Allen spent 25 years building this without ever asking for an audience, and that's exactly the kind of story we exist to tell. Next week, we're pulling back the curtain on another collection that makes even this one look small, and the week after that, we're going somewhere nobody expected us to go. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed yet, you've already missed 3 videos that people are still talking about in the comments, and you're about to miss more. Hit subscribe, turn the notification bell on so YouTube actually tells you when we post, and if this video gave you something, drop a comment below with the name of the celebrity whose private collection you want us to investigate next, because the next one we cover might be the name you leave down there right now. Expect it to. Before we get to the rarest car in this collection, take 10 seconds and hit that subscribe button, because what we're building on this channel is something you won't find anywhere else. Every week we're going inside the private worlds that celebrities have spent decades keeping hidden, the garages, the estates, the collections that never make it onto talk shows or magazine covers, the things they actually care about when the cameras aren't running. Tim Allen spent 25 years building this without ever asking for an audience, and that's exactly the kind of story we exist to tell. Next week, we're pulling back the curtain on another collection that makes even this one look small, and the week after that, we're going somewhere nobody expected us to go. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed yet, you've already missed 3 videos that people are still talking about in the comments, and you're about to miss more. Hit subscribe, turn the notification bell on so YouTube actually tells you when we post, and if this video gave you something, drop a comment below with the name of the celebrity whose private collection you want us to investigate next, because the next one we cover might be the name you leave down there right now.